Today's class is called Hinge so you don't break. And really here I'm talking about hinging at the hips. This is a motion that most of us don't do properly. We tend to use our low back muscles as well as our hamstrings whenever we need to fold to grab something off the floor or from a lower shelf, rather than actually hinging at the hip joint. So today I'm gonna give you some pointers, some things that you can use to teach the body, to train the body how to properly hinge at the hips. This is especially important if you are doing a lot of vinyasa yoga classes where we do sun salutations and vinyasas repeatedly. It starts with inhale, lift the arms up, exhale, fold forward. So whenever we're folding forward, we really want to be hinging at the hips and not using the low back to fold us forward. So I hope you enjoy it, and let's learn how to hinge so we don't break. So for the class today, you're gonna need 2 blocks if you have the blocks. If not, as always, you can use books or any other object that you may have that's about this size, this thickness. You can stack a couple of books. Just have them close by. And we're gonna, of course, start in a bridge pose. So come down onto your backs. Find your triple S, so find that nice alignment of the skull, scapula, your sacrum. Lengthen the low back, so your tail come out of that anterior pelvis. If that's where you're living, if you have a really big arch in your low back, try to flatten that a little bit, but keep the natural curve of the spine. So don't flatten your back fully, just enough so that you can feel the sacrum firmly on the floor. And then your first option is going to be to take a block, push into your feet, and then slide the block right under the sacrum, leaving your glutes off the block. So again, your sacrum's flat on the block. And then bring your hands in your hip creases. So right at the spot where your leg meets your pelvis, right under those ASIS points, those pelvic points, right under there. If you slide your fingers a little bit more towards your leg, you'll find a little indent, and that's your hip crease. So place your fingers there. Start engaging your low abdominal muscles, so really trying to pull all this area together and then down towards the sacrum, towards the block. Good. Your glutes are going to be engaged here as well, so if they're not, see if you can tell them to fire up. And we'll start by bringing the left thigh towards your belly. So lift the left foot and bring the thigh towards the belly. And notice how the movement's happening right where your fingers are. And then we're going to place the foot back down. And then the right thigh will come in towards the belly and then place it down. So this is a true, keep going side to side. This is a true hip hinge. Your pelvis is supported. It's on the block. It's not moving. You're really moving your leg in the hip joint. And this is how you should be really moving whenever you're folding forward in yoga or throughout your day if you need to fold to grab something that's lower than where you are. So keep marching, going side to side, noticing how it feels in your fingers, if you can really tell like where the movement's happening. Good, let's do one more time each side. So left knee comes in and down, and then the right, and then down. And you can keep like this with having your pelvis on the block, or you can place the feet down, push into your heels, lift the hips, and slide the block away from you. And again, bring the fingers into those hip creases, and we're going to go back to marching. So this is going to be a little bit harder. So left knee comes in and down. You're going to try to keep the pelvis leveled and neutral, so your pelvis is again not moving. You're only moving at the hips. The tailbone's lengthening towards the floor. Nothing around here is moving, only your legs are moving. If you start losing it, if you start noticing you're rocking too much or you're moving in the pelvis, place the block back down under the sacrum and then stay there. Just trying to practice, trying to teach our body how it should be doing these movements. Let's do a few more on each side. Keep going. And of course, the leg that's on the floor is going to be working a lot. That glute is engaged. You can poke it, making sure that it's working. It's not just your hamstring holding you up. Good. Keep marching. And let's do one more on each side. So the left knee comes in and down, and then the right. And down. Good. And now you're gonna bring the left knee in. You can be down on the block. Sacrum can be on the block or up. Take your block, so either your second block or the one that you were using earlier, if it's not under the sacrum, and place it in between your thigh and your belly. And then really pull your thigh into the block and hold there. So now we're really asking your right glute to work, your right leg, hamstring as well. And then we're going to extend the right arm up towards the ceiling, turn the palm up, then pull down with your left finger, stretching the wrist. Keep pulling your left thigh into the block. Good, so we're making these opposing muscles work. Our right glute is working as well as the left iliopsoas. Important muscle for hip hinging. It's a hip flexor. Your glute is your hip extender, so they're doing opposite motions, but here we're strengthening them both. Good, release the wrist, place the left foot down, and we'll switch sides. So the block comes in between your right thigh and your belly. Pull the thigh in, engage the left glute, and then extend your left arm up, pull down with the right fingers. Stretch the wrist. Keep pulling the belly to thigh, the thigh to belly. Good, release the stretch of the wrist, and then slowly bring your right foot down. You can move the block to the side. If you have a block under the sacrum, you can remove that block to the side as well. And with an exhale, slowly lower your spine and your pelvis back down onto the floor. So now we are going to wake up our abdominals. We're going to use a block for the first set of abs. Place the block in between the thighs. Squeeze the block and then extend the legs up towards the ceiling. Keep squeezing the block, hands come behind the neck, interlace the fingers, elbows point up towards the ceiling. Inhale here. Exhale, lift your head and the shoulders off the floor. Inhale and lower. Exhale to lift, squeeze the block. Inhale and lower. One more time like that. Exhale to lift. Inhale and lower. Changing this a bit. Exhale to lift. And then at that hip joint area, move the legs away from you a couple of inches. Bring them back to center. Inhale and lower. Exhale to lift. Move the legs away. Notice your pelvis is not moving. You're only moving your legs. Bring them back to center. Inhale and lower. One more time like that. Exhale to lift. Move the legs away. Bring them back. Inhale and lower. Another change. Exhale to lift. Move the legs away. Bring them back to center. Extend your left arm up towards the toes and then really reach the fingertips up. Pull the belly down. Hand comes behind the head. Inhale and lower. Exhale to lift. Left arm extends. Actually, place it back. We're going to move the legs away first. Then bring it back to center, extend the right arm, reach the fingertips up towards the toes. Hand behind the head, inhale and lower. One more time like that. Exhale to lift. Move the legs away. Back to center, left arm extends, reach the fingertips up towards the toes. Hand behind the head, inhale and lower. Last time, exhale to lift. Move the legs away. Bring them back to center, extend the left arm, reach up. Hand behind the head, inhale and lower. Actually, let's do one more, another change. So with an exhale, lift up. Move the legs away. Bring them back to center, both arms reach up, pull the fingers up towards the toes, come off the shoulder blades, hold, pull the belly down. Hands come behind the head, inhale and lower, bend the knees. Move the block to the side. Bring the feet about mat width apart and the knees will come over towards the left. Push the right inner arch into the floor. Take your left hand, place it in front of that right ASIS bone, and then push your ASIS into your left hand, feeling the engagement of the right glute. And once you have that glute engaged, extend the right arm up above the head, so by your ear, and then take your left hand, slide it all the way towards your right wrist, and then you'll find a little bit of an indent there. So it's like this place where there's a gap in between your wrist and your hand. Grab there with your left hand and then pull your arm away. So you're pulling your right arm back behind you using your left hand. And you'll feel the whole right side of the body opening. Keep the floating ribs in, so don't let them pop up. Keep them in. Good, and release. Let's bring the knees through center and then over towards the right side. Pushing the inner left foot into the floor. And then place the right hand in the front of your left ASIS. And then push your ASIS into your hand, really engaging the left glute. Good. Once you have that engagement, extend the left arm by your ear. Take the right hand, find that little gap in your wrist. Grab it with your right hand and then pull. Pull it away. Pull your left hand away from you. Good. And let it go. Bring the knees to center. And we're ready for our second set of abs. So for this set of abs, we're going to keep the feet on the floor. You don't need a block. Bring the hands behind the neck. Interlace the fingers, elbows point up. Inhale here, exhale to lift. And then extend the right leg up. So it can be on an angle, doesn't have to be straight up towards the ceiling. Bend the knee, inhale and lower. Exhale to lift. Extend the left leg, so your knees are in line. Your legs are on the diagonal. Bend the knee, inhale and lower. One more time like that. Exhale to lift. Pull the belly down, extend the right leg. Bend the knee, inhale and lower. Exhale to lift. Extend the left leg. Bend the knee, inhale and lower. Adding on, exhale to lift. Extend the right leg, and then we're going to twist towards the left. Come back to center, bend the knee, inhale and lower. Exhale to lift. Extend the left leg and twist to the right. Stay off the right shoulder blade. Come back to center, bend the knee, inhale and lower. Adding on, exhale to lift. Extend the right leg, twist to the left, and then extend the right arm towards the left on an angle. Bring the hand back behind the head, come back to center, bend the knee, inhale and lower. Exhale to lift. Extend the left leg, twist to the right, and then slice that left arm towards the right. So on a diagonal. Hand behind the head. Come back to center, bend the knee, inhale and lower. One more addition. Exhale to lift. Extend the right leg, twist to the left. Extend the right arm towards the left. Grab the right wrist with the left hand at that gap in the wrist and then pull your hand over towards the left. Pull the belly down towards the spine. Hands behind the head, come back to center, bend the knee, inhale and lower. Other side, exhale to lift. Extend the left leg, twist to the right. Left arm slices across. Take the right hand, find the left wrist, and then pull. Pull it away. Hands behind the head, come back to center, bend the knee, inhale and lower. One more time each side. Exhale to lift. Extend the right leg, twist to the left. Right arm extends, grab the wrist, and then pull it away from you. Stay off the shoulder blades, pull the belly down. Hands behind the head, come back to center, bend the knee, and lower. Last time, exhale to lift. Extend the left leg, twist to the right. Left arm reaches, right finds your left wrist gap, and then pull. Hands behind the head, come back to center, bend the knee, and lower. Bring the knees into the chest. Do a little rock side to side. And we'll make our way into a tabletop. So coming onto your hands and knees, wrists right under the shoulders, knees right underneath the hips. Find a neutral spine. Make sure that your sacrum is nice and leveled, so your low back is nice and long. Good. The shoulder blades are right on top of the back ribs. And then lift the left knee off the floor. Keep the left knee bent. Good. So inhale here. Exhale, we're going to pull the knee towards the belly, but you can even take your right hand at that hip joint area and make sure that it's really only your leg moving like we did in the bridge. So your pelvis hasn't moved, your sacrum's still pretty flat, and then extend your knee back. Do that 2 more times. So really think of belly initiating the movement of pulling that thigh into the belly. And then extend. So the pelvis is not moving, only your leg. One more time, pull the belly, thigh to the belly. And extend. Place the knee down. We'll do the other side. So lift the right knee. Bring it about in line with the hip, or as high as you can without compromising your alignment in your back. And with an exhale, it's pull that thigh into the belly. So right thigh towards the belly and extend. And again, pull it in with an exhale and extend. Pelvis is not moving. One more time, pulling it in. Extend and then place the knee down. Now you can keep like this, keep going like this, or we're going to add a little bit more challenge. So lift the left knee, knees bent, and bring it up and almost in line with the hip. And then you can add the arm, extending the right arm forward. Inhale, exhale, bring the knee and the elbow in. But again, your spine's not moving, you're only moving your arm and the leg. And then inhale to extend. Exhale, pull it in. Inhale, extend. One more time. Exhale, knee pulls in as well as the elbow. And extend. You can extend the leg this time as well. Stay here for one more breath. Place the hand down and your knee comes down. The other side. Remember, the option is to not use the arm, just move the leg. So lift the right knee, keep the knee bent, extend the left arm. Inhale here, extend knee and the elbow come in, but your spine doesn't move, your pelvis doesn't move. Again, extend, exhale, knee and elbow come in. Moving at that hip joint. One more time to extend. Move the knee and the elbow in. the stem extend, you can extend the leg as well. One breath. Lower the hand and the knee. Good. And now we'll move into dolphin. So coming down onto your forearms, again, either placing the hands in line with the elbows or interlacing the fingers. Drop your head, puff up in between the shoulders, tuck the toes under, and lift the knees up. Dolphin pose. Good. We'll do similar here. So inhale, lift the left leg up. Bend the knee. Exhale, pull the knee to belly, thigh to belly. Again, the pelvis is not moving. Truly hip motion here. Extend and bring it in. Two more. Extend. In. Last one, extend. Bring it in. Let's extend and extend the whole leg just for breath. And place the foot down. The other side, lift the right leg up. Bend the knee, exhale, pull the thigh towards the belly. And again, to extend. And then pull it in. So keeping the knee bent the whole time. Inhale to extend. Exhale, pull it in. Last time to extend. Pull it in. This time extend, you can extend the whole leg. Inhale. Exhale, bring the foot down. You can bring the knees about mat width apart. Coming into extended child's pose. You can flip the palms up for a little bit of a different shoulder stretch here. And now let's make our way up to standing in the front of the mat in Tadasana. So going into our sun salutations, the first one is going to be just regular, but pay attention to that hip hinge. So with an inhale, reach the arms forward and up. And let's actually place the hands into that hip area. With an exhale, think of pushing your hips back. So push the fingers into the hips to encourage them to go back in space. So your femur, your thigh bone is moving back, gliding back into your hip as you fall forward. Bend the knees as much as you need to place the hands on the floor, and then step the right foot back, lower the knee and the top of the foot. Inhale, reach the arms up, engage the right glute. Exhale, hands come to the floor, step back into a plank. Lower the knees and lower all the way down. Inhale, pull the hands back for baby cobra. Exhale, push up into downward facing dog. Step the right foot forward. Lower the left knee in the top of the foot. Inhale, lift up, engaging the left glute. Push the top of the left foot into the floor. Exhale, hands come to the floor. Step the left foot forward. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands come into that hip crease point as you hinge. So hips go back, bend the knees, nice long back here. Hands come to the floor. Step the left foot back, lower the knee and the top of the foot. Inhale, lift the arms up. You have your hip hinge here on the right side as well. Exhale, hands to the floor, step back into a plank. Lower the knees and then lower all the way down. Keep the shoulders away from the floor. Inhale, pull the hands back energetically for cobra. Exhale, push into your down dog, but think hip hinge here as well. So the hips are going high, high, high as you lift. And then the left foot steps forward, lower the right knee in the top of the foot. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, hands come to the floor. Step the right foot forward. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands come down. So we're going to do sun salutation 1 again, but we're going to change it a little bit. Inhale, lift the arms forward and up. Exhale, option to place the hands at your hip creases as you hinge. So hips go back. Think of moving them back as you fold. Hands come to the floor. Step the right foot back, lower the knee, but not the toes. Inhale, lift up. Lift the arms up. And then grab your right wrist with the left hand, like we did in that twist stretch earlier. Pull your hand up towards the ceiling. So finding a bit more space here. Good. And release. Hands come to the floor, step back into plank. Lower the knees and then lower all the way down. Inhale, fold the hands back for baby cobra. Exhale, push up into downward facing dog. Let's lift the right leg up towards the ceiling. Bend the knee. With an exhale, pull the thigh towards the belly. So like we did in dolphin, hinging right at the hips. Inhale to extend, I guess one hip. Exhale, pull the knee to belly. Inhale, extend. Last one, knee to belly. And extend. This time, pull the knee to belly. And then step your right foot forward. Lower the left knee, but not the toes. Inhale, lift up. Find your left wrist. Find that gap. Inhale, lift up. So keep the floating ribs in. Don't let them pop forward, but lift the sides of the body up, especially that left side. Good. And release. Hands come to the floor. Step the left foot forward. Inhale, rise all the way up. Doing the other side. Exhale again, hinging at the hips. Hands come to the floor. Step the left foot back. Lower the knee, but not the toes. Inhale, lift up. A little bit different here. So you're going to find that gap in the left wrist. Pull it up. So pull the wrist up towards the ceiling and then add a side bend. So move it over towards the right. Keep the left glute engaged. Inhale, come back to center. Bring the hands down to the floor. Step back into plank. Lower the knees, lower all the way down. Inhale, pull the hands back for baby cobra. Exhale, push into downward facing dog. Let's lift the left leg up, bend the knee. And then bring your knee towards your belly. Hinging at the hips, inhale to extend. Exhale, flex. Hip flexion here. Inhale, extend. Exhale, flex at the hip. Bring it into the thigh towards the belly. One more time to extend. This time, as you pull the knee in, step the left foot as far forward as you can. Place the right knee down. Inhale, lift up. Find the right wrist here. First, pull the hand up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, find the side bend. So opening a bit more here on the right side body. Keep pulling that wrist though, up and over to the left. Good. Inhale, come back to center. Hands frame the front foot and then step the right foot forward. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands come down. Now let's come down into extended child's pose. So your knees will come bum mat width apart, big toes will touch, and then hips come on top of the heels. Extend the arms forward. Forehead will lower towards the floor. Maybe you place a block under the forehead. But try not to sink your chest and your shoulders down towards the floor. Lift them up. So keep lifting your floating ribs into your spine, towards your spine. Then come up onto the tips of the fingers. Lift the forehead up. Then move the hands over towards the left as far as they would go. Place the forehead back down, and then your palms can come down as well. So stretching a bit more that right side body here. I like to also push my right palm into the floor and send the right hip closer towards the left heel. It just intensifies the stretch a bit more. Then come back onto the tips of the fingers, lift the forehead, walk the hands through center, over towards the right. Same thing, placing the forehead down in between your arms, and then the palms can come down as well. Keep the lift under your armpits and in your chest as you push your left palm into the floor and send the left hip closer towards the left heel. Good. Let's lift the forehead up one more time. Come onto the tips of the fingers. Walk the hands back to center and down. And now you can stay here in extended child's pose if this feels good. Otherwise, you can walk your hands back towards your knees, lift up. Option to go into Shavasana for as long as you want or have time for. I really hope that you enjoyed this class, and I hope that I planted a little bit of a seed in your mind so that next time you go to pick something off the floor or next Vinyasa yoga class, you're going to stop and just for a second think, oh, what am I doing? Maybe place the hands at your hip crease and then just practice hinging at the hips whenever you're folding forward. Hope that was useful, and I'll see you soon. Bye.